Hãy để mỗi lần tắm là một lần chăm sóc cho làn da của bạn với sữa tắm cá ngựa Our Turmeric Perfume Shower Gel, một sản phẩm từ nước Đức, được chiết xuất từ các loài hoa thiên nhiên, nhiều loại vitamin và protein. Sữa tắm cá ngựa không chỉ làm sạch da mà còn dưỡng ẩm, mang lại một làn da mịn màng, căng tràn sức sống. Với hương nước hoa quý phái lưu lại suốt 24 giờ, sản phẩm từ thương hiệu Our Turmeric đã chinh phục hàng triệu người dùng tại châu Âu. Tại Sydney, sản phẩm hiện đang được bán tại siêu thị Nam Phương ở Cabramatta và siêu thị Cycle ở Cali Heights. Để làm đại lý phân phối, xin liên lạc đài VTA qua số 0452 067 535.
Xin hân hạnh giới thiệu thẩm mỹ viện Queen Beauty, một thương hiệu uy tín, đi đầu trong lĩnh vực làm đẹp, là nơi mà mọi phụ nữ đều muốn tìm đến để có được một làn da căng mịn, chống lại tình trạng da bị chảy xệ, bị nám và nhiều nếp nhăn vì yếu tố thời gian. Ngoài ra, Queen Beauty cũng có thể giúp quý chị em làm mềm mô mỡ ngay vị trí mong muốn, lấy lại vóc dáng eo thon bụng nhỏ với thủ thuật thẩm mỹ không xâm lấn, sử dụng phương pháp làm lạnh có kiểm soát Cool Scouting với chương trình giảm 50%, chỉ còn $120. Mọi chi tiết xin vui lòng liên lạc Queen Beauty qua số 0468 777 659. Địa chỉ 99A Torrance Street, Canley Heights, New South Wales 2166.
Ken Fan.
Anthony Nguyen.
Welcome to the Sunday Show, the very first and only show of VTA, Viet TV Australia, broadcasted in English.
Yes, Ken. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce myself as the new co-host with Ken Fan for the Sunday show. This show is going to be very special because it's going to be done purely in English. And our goal is to bridge that gap to help young Australian Vietnamese to close that gap with the older generation that can only speak Vietnamese, and how we can merge the two cultures together.
And we do hope that the old Vietnamese generation can understand what their children, what their grandchildren thinking about Australia, thinking about the world, thinking about ourselves, thinking about themselves. So that's the purpose of the show.
Very exciting.
So, Anthony, let's talk about, we talk about language, right? We're talking about language. We know that, like many old Vietnamese Australian not speaking English very fluently.
Yes.
And they got a bit, I would say, low English proficiency.
Yes.
So is that the difficulty for them to communicate with their children?
100%, Ken, because see, like for myself, I can speak personally. My parents, till today, we came to Australia in 1994.
Yeah.
So 30 years more.
30 years, yeah.
Yet,
plus.
they only can communicate in basic English language, like my house, toilet, that's it. And the area that they currently live in is Cabramatta. The moment they go out of Cabramatta, they become obsolete.
Right.
They still don't know how to use a GPS. They still don't know how to get around. They still don't know how to use maps.
That's very common.
Yes.
Yeah, they're very common stories, right?
Yes.
Of Vietnamese family.
Yes.
But how would you communicate with your parents then?
Yeah. So for me, because I was forced by them to study the Vietnamese language, so I can speak it quite fluently compared to if there was a friend of mine, for example, that grew up the same time as me, they would probably won't be able to speak as fluently. Now, see, like at the time, I thought I was being like punished. I don't like this because you grow up in an English-speaking culture. Everyone speaks English. Why do I have to speak Vietnamese? But now, fast forward 30 years later, I realized the power of having multilingual.
The two.
Yes.
You can speak two languages.
Yes.
Then you can, you can at least connect with your parents, with your grandparents, with your heritage. Right.
Yeah, and that's just one thing. I mean, like there's a saying, one language equates to $1 million in the marketplace, and I believe it now. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So now when you're doing business, especially your business in Cabramatta, then, like speaking Vietnamese, then you have more advantage than your counterparts.
1,000%. Yes, 1,000%.
All right. Back to the story. So you said that your friends who can speak Vietnamese. So how those people communicate with with their previous generation, with their parents and their grandparents?
So truth is, you can see the barrier that they want to express themselves, but they can't fully because their language is very basic in Vietnamese, right? So they're speaking nửa tiếng Việt, half English, nửa tiếng Việt, half English. So obviously, as a parent, every parent understands their child, right?
Yeah.
But if you can see that sometimes my friend has a frustration or like he's been through a breakup or something like that, and he can't express the deeper expressions that, sometimes it takes, like when you're in a sad state, I'm sure you've been there before, Ken, where you want to express something a little bit deeper, but because of the language barrier, it's hard to get out. So you can see that slowly, the relationship between the parent and the child drifts away due to lack of communication. Yeah.
So there should be a compromise there.
Yes.
So children have to understand to pick up some basic Vietnamese.
Yes.
And parents have to, adapt themselves.
Yes.
And also speak some English as well. So we can see, somewhere in between.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Back then, you said you came here in 1990s, right? So I just wonder, at that time, how did you feel as a new schoolboy in your school?
Man, truth is, like for me, I never really was a shy person, so I don't have that feeling of, I'm an Asian into a white society. I integrated quite easily. Yeah. However, like you do get a little bit of racism when you go,
discrimination.
Yes, 100%. Like, they would call me like, we came in chains, you came in planes, things like that. Or like, gook eyes, ching chong Chinaman. Yeah.
Really?
So those were the things that kids were teasing each other about. Yeah. And look, I mean, I'm a little bit blessed that I don't have a very emotional side where I get sad easily by someone's words. But yes, there are a lot of my friends that I grew up with. They in Vietnamese it will be nhạy cảm. So they've got very emotional, especially like if you're a little bit fat, a little bit ugly, compared to like. So yes, you would get bullied a lot. Yeah.
Because you're different.
Because you're different and you're not Australian. In their eyes. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I haven't been here in the 1990s.
Yes.
I've been here in the 2000s. So I think at that time, our world, the global, our world become more global, more open. So I don't know what, if me, myself, can't communicate, but live in the 1990s with different race, different skin type, different skin color. Yeah. So I'd like to learn from that.
Yeah. I mean, like, there was, like, some difficulties, but because, like, luckily in Sydney, there's an area that, we currently reside called Cabramatta, Canley Vale, Canley Heights, which kind of gets dominated by Vietnamese in most parts. So, for a Vietnam person to come over here and live here, they wouldn't feel too much out of home. But let's say if I was to live in North Sydney, or like, Bondi, for example, like a recent incident, I think there would be a lot more, right? Because, the racism with the Asians in Australia didn't really end until about the late 2000s. That's when the new, like, the Africans started coming in, the Middle Eastern started coming in. So, Australian was racism towards the Italians when they first came, then towards the Chinese when they first came, then towards the Vietnamese when they first came. But slowly, integration, adaptation happens, and then we are now accepted. So that's why I really want to do this show with you, Ken, is because I also want to use this Sunday show to highlight the young Australian Vietnamese talent. Because there is so much talent in our Vietnamese culture that deserves to be highlighted. And that's why we are so wanted as an Australian now. We are Australian now.
I'm excited.
Yes.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
And also that our purpose of the show, because we like to invite parents, grandparents to watch our show, so you can understand At least you can pick up some English, and we will speak at a very normal speed, right, for you to understand. At least we can understand with young people. They are your children. They are your grandchildren, thinking about the world, thinking about everything, every aspect of Australian life.
Yes.
Yep. That is our purpose of the show. And then we welcome you to the show to share your thoughts. And someday we invite you to come here to share with us.
1000%. Yeah.
All right, talking about a bit about education. Some people say we Asian people tend to study harder. Is that true in school, in high school?
Oh, that's 1000% fact. So I see the differences because me growing up in Australia, living as an Asian, versus I have friends that are pure, true blue Australian. Like they call themselves convict Australians. So they are original. White, right? So for me, after school, so 9 to 3 was our school schedule. After school, we would go home and we would have tutoring. At least 1 or 2 hours, right? And then after tutoring, you go home a little bit more, you rest a little bit, and then another hour of homework. So for an Asian, so you got 3 sessions in one day.
Very strict schedule.
Yes, very strict. For an Australian, they got the 9 to 3. After school, they have football.
Yes. More sport.
More sporties, yes. And then after that, they have barbecue session or relaxation, and then next day is the same. So yes, in terms of academic, the Asians study way harder.
Yeah.
Now, here's my personal opinion on this. I don't agree with either. Yeah. Because I've been that Asian that had to study, force. And it got to a point where I don't know, because how do you tell an Asian parents that I don't want to study anymore? Parents out there, please understand that sometimes just listen to your child, because it doesn't matter if they're university or not. We are in a world where anything makes money as long as they master their craft. Right? So
really, I agree with you.
Yeah.
This doesn't happen only in Vietnamese community.
Yes.
In general, migrant communities.
Yes.
Because the migrant people, when they come here, they think they will change their life. They will think that if you invest in the younger generation, their children. So that's why there's a tendency that they push their children much harder, stronger in education, because they think that's the way for their children, for their grandchildren, to be successful in the new environment.
Yeah. Which is, look, it's totally understandable. Like,
not a mindset.
Yeah, I understand where they're coming from, because they came from a war-torn environment. They came literally with only clothes on their back. So to them, my father, his highest education was year 6. So he never even went to high school. So I totally understand where he's coming from, right? Where he wants to push me to study. Great. However, I do have friends that have been forced to study so much that became depressed. And because there was so much pressure from the parents. Now, mind you, the parents is a surgeon and a lawyer. The mum is a lawyer, the dad is a surgeon. So you can see what kind of pressure that they're going to put on their kids, right? So this kid, I feel bad for him because for him, 99.5 is fail. ATAR.
Oh my God.
99.5 is a fail in his family. So can you imagine the pressure this kid has his whole life to live up to? Look, man, I mean, sometimes let a kid be a kid, you know what I mean? Yeah. So that's what I mean, but I don't fully agree with either side. Well, let's talk about the Australian side. I feel like they're a little bit too loose. Right? Like they don't value education enough. Whereas too much playtime, too much sporting time. So for me, that's why we're going to do this show, is to combine and bridge that gap where the median and optimum rate should be. And then statistics also shows migrant people or Asian people is more successful in natural science than social science because their communication skill they a bit close than their counterparts.
they bit close than the original Australian.
Yeah.
I would say Western Australian.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, there's a reason for that, Ken. As you can see, like, if the child for the first 18 years of their life, all they know is 3 sessions of school by themselves.
Yep.
So there's not really that development, Whereas these guys, they got Sunday sports where they travel to, see this team, barbecue at Uncle Ned's, So, like, you can see there's a
more
different
networking,
life. 100%. So, I mean, so you see, in my life, right, I'm a university graduate, but I never worked with my degree. I decided to be a real estate agent, which, money-wise, look, success or not, that's up to the person to judge, right? But I feel like academic is one thing, but being able to network, socialize, communicate is a totally different ball game if you want to be successful.
There is a say that the job pick you, not you pick the job.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
that
right.
fair?
Yeah, that's me, 100%. Yeah.
Okay, so that again,
Yeah.
our introduction about our show, the purpose, so you understand what we're going to do, and in the next, coming shows, we will talk more about, science, about technology, about politics, about culture, about, I would say, every aspect of Australian life. So we again invite you, parents, grandparents. Even this show, we speak English, but we're trying to speak at a normal speed that you can understand, you can engage, and understand more. And together, we build a better Vietnamese-Australian community in Australia. So, what's your words, Anthony?
Yeah. So I would also like to use this opportunity to thank Ken and the VTA team to allow us to have a show like this, because there has been a big gap with the older generation Vietnamese versus the young generation growing up. And the thinking, the culture, the mindset is so different that we would like to use this show for everyone to connect and understand each other more. So this, maybe watching this show would help you understand your child more, and watching this show will help you understand your parents more. So that way, that's how family works. It's all about communication, understanding each other, because in the end of the day, everyone wants the best for us and our family, but they just don't know how to communicate it. So this show is to help you have an insight into those things and hopefully have a better outcome with your family.
Yeah, and also one of the hidden reasons is that my children ask me, so what are you doing, Daddy? I said, oh, we have a very popular channel, VTA. And then I show them, and they said, they don't understand. They don't understand. So, and then I have a quick survey with them. I said, what if I, like running a show, talking English only, so that we can discuss, we can share our thoughts about everyday affairs, issues in Australia in English. I said, wow. They said that's a great idea. Yeah. That they can join. 100%. They can understand. Yeah. So that is one of the reasons of the show. And again, we welcome you in this show and the coming shows. And we see you there.
Thank you very much.
Again, welcome to the Sunday show, and this show will be broadcasted every Sunday. That's the name of the Sunday show. And again, Wing Kang,
Anthony Yun.
See you next week.